Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for November. Hope everybody's well. I am going to take a quick second just to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Cancer sign out there. So guys, take what resonates for you. Leave the rest for someone else. We're going to start with your current energy, and then we're going to look at the month of November week by week all the way up to the end. As always, don't force yourself into any reading or even a part of a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Cancer? What would you like Cancer to know for November? All right, Cancer, you are starting out with the Four of Swords, and it is crossed with the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So you're healing. You're healing from an ending here, a breakup. I feel like you're not really communicating with somebody. In the recent past, you've had the Wheel of Fortune. So whether you're aware of it or not, this ending is actually in your favor. I do see that it's been painful. I do see you've kind of pulled back, but this is actually an ending that is in your favor. It's going to turn things in a positive direction for you. Let's see why all this is happening. Oh, Page of Pentacles. This could be somebody new in your energy here. Yeah, it's communication. It's somebody, possibly a new person. Let me see what's on your mind. Show me what's on Cancer's mind. The Hermit. You're hermiting. So a lot of you aren't trying to meet anybody. You're not going out. You're keeping to yourself. You're doing some soul searching. You're looking for answers. I do feel like in the past somebody could have ghosted you, or you may have ghosted somebody. But regardless, this connection ended. This connection that ended, and I know you're healing, but this connection that ended actually ended in your favor. Okay, so you're kind of withdrawn here. You feel like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm trying to figure things out. There's definitely somebody you're not talking to. I can see that. It may be because you feel like this person was only interested in sex. That person will likely reach out to you, but I feel like you're not talking to them. So let me see November. Show me November for Cancer, because you're being a little bit of a recluse. But I feel like there's somebody new that's trying to come into your energy. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you've got your heart closed down. You've built a wall around your heart. Yeah, you're not nurturing anything or anybody here, particularly anybody new, particularly this person from the past. You're just like, yeah, I'm not in a mood to give anything to anybody. Leave me alone. I've got a wall around my heart, and I'm not taking it down anytime soon. Yeah, so let me see how you're showing up in this reading. The Devil. You're dealing with something toxic. I hope you guys are not leaning into drugs or alcohol in order to, handle this ending. Because I see you being very reclusive. I see you putting up this wall, and I see this toxic energy here. So just be very careful with that, okay? There's something you need to address, something you need to look at here. Let me see the energy coming towards Cancer. All right, we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Now that is a 10, and 10s are generally about endings. So I do feel like you're going to hear from somebody here. This is likely from your past, but it doesn't have to be. But you're going to be approached by somebody who is just definitely not very happy or emotionally content within themselves right now. Let me see Spirit's advice. Two of Pentacles. Spirit is saying, find your balance here. Yeah, you have to find your balance. Let me see the outcome. There's decisions that are going to be needing to be made as well. We have the Two of Swords. Spirit's talking about a decision, making a decision that is balanced. You're at a crossroads by the end of the month. There is a need for you to make a decision. I feel like you're protecting your heart I feel like you're very defensive here. You're trying not to have emotions in anything that you do. It's almost like you're saying, I don't have time for feelings. I just the facts, just the facts. I'm not interested in anything emotional. So bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. That's underlying energy, Cancer, and it indicates that there's a lot of anxiety here. And a lot of it is you're kind of trapped in your head. You're thinking. You're isolating. You're putting up these walls. So let's clarify this. Spirit, why is the Four of Swords here for Cancer? Yeah, there's confusion. There's confusion here. You're trying to figure out what you need to do. So you've kind of really withdrawn. You're trying to kind of keep to yourself so you can figure out what you need to do. Why is the Ace of Wands in reverse? This person in your energy that you had this ending with could have confused you as well. Looks like there may have been options that were hidden. And maybe you found out something about that. I do see a sense of depression here, so be careful, guys. Be careful with that. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here for Cancer? Nine of Wands reversed. Yeah, you are kind of sick of dealing with this, sick of dealing with secrets, sick of dealing with, you know, somebody who has options, sick of the confusion. I'm hearing gaslighting, like somebody may have been gaslighting you. So I feel like whether you're aware of it or not, this connection here has really drained you down, and the ending has actually been in your best interest. Let's see why this Page of Pentacles is here. Why is this Page of Pentacles? Oh. So I feel like this person from the past may reach out to you. I don't feel like this is a very nice person. There's some narcissistic energy here. There's a little bit of an energy of somebody who doesn't fight fair, somebody who likes to fight, who likes to argue. And I feel like you're just like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want anything to do with you. That being said, I'm still seeing that there is somebody new that is trying to come into your energy, but they're going to have to put up a good fight in order to get past all these defenses that you've put up. All right, so let's see why the Hermit is here. Could be thinking about a Virgo. All right, so we have the Seven of Wands. You're very defensive right now. Yeah, you almost feel like the world itself is a hostile place. And so you've kind of withdrawn. You don't want to engage in anything where you have to put your heart out there. So you're really building walls and protecting your heart, trying to keep everything very matter of fact, and you're very defensive. It's almost like you feel that everybody's against you. So you've withdrawn. Yeah, you're looking for answers though. Just be careful, because I do feel like a lot of your energy here is could be leading towards depression. So, you have to make sure that you don't keep the right people out, and you have to make sure that you're not isolating so much that you're unable to reach out for help if you need it. All right, let's look at November. Show me November for Cancer. Show me November for Cancer. All right. So we have the Six of Coins reversed, Ten of Wands reversed. We have the Eight of Wands, Ace of Cups reversed, Ace of Wands reversed. Now that was in your present energy. We have the Star card, Nine of Swords reversed. We have the High Priestess reversed, Seven of Swords, Ten of Coins, and the Eight of Cups reversed. So, Cancer, I do feel like going into the month of November, you're not at your happiest, best self, okay? I feel like you are kind of building walls and protecting your heart. You're kind of emotionally shut down. And it's because that you have been dealing with a situation that was absolutely unbalanced. I feel like, you know, in the first week of November, I do feel like you're resolving some of these problems, particularly if you have some financial problems, like if your finances have been a little difficult. In the first week, you're going to get some really good news about your finances that's going to help to resolve some of that. And that's really good, I'm sure, because I do get the feeling that for whoever this reading is for, that you just feel like you're being hit on every side. So I see some good news coming in that's going to help you to resolve some kind of a problem with your finances. It's going to help balance you out a little bit if you've been struggling financially. Now, I'm also seeing in that first week that some of you could be traveling. Yeah, some of you could be traveling, but it's more likely communication. There's somebody that's going to be communicating with you that it was an unbalanced connection that you had this ending with, okay? And this ending was very draining. It was very draining. You may be questioning if this person was just in it for the sex, if there was ever any love here. I do feel like you're going to have communication, and if that person lives at a distance from you, they may even travel to come and see you. I do feel like that will be towards the end of the first week or possibly in the second week of November. I feel like you just don't want to deal with this person. I'm really getting this energy of you avoiding this person because you don't feel like they cared for you. You don't feel like they loved you. You feel like it was just sexual. The good news that I'm seeing is that by the middle of the month, there is a sense of balance that's being restored to your life. There's a sense of hope. There's a sense of you know, healing by the middle of the month. I see all this anxiety because the underlying energy here is full of anxiety. I see that anxiety beginning to ease up and end. All right. So something here in the middle of the month is going to come about that, and it's either a realization that you have or some kind of information comes out. It could be some information that's been hidden from you regarding deception. I hate to say this, but possibly even family or close friend deception, but it doesn't have to be. Regardless, by the middle of the month, you have like this turnaround. You have hope being restored and the anxiety falling away. So I do like that. You're doing a lot of healing here. And it's almost like you're just going to avoid this person that you had such a difficult past with, that you had this ending, that you withdrew. Basically, the reason for you kind of shutting down. I see you balancing back out by the middle of the month, and I do like that. Now, in the third week of November, I see you finding out some kind of information, and it has to do with deception. But at the same time, even though this has to do with deception, there's a fly in here, even though this has to do with deception, for some reason, it relieves your anxiety. It could be with regard to money. You might be finding something out with regard to money that is enabling you to move forward, you know, it's helping you financially. I don't know what it is, but there's something revealed to you in the third week of November. And it's going to help you, though. It has to do with deception. I do also feel like a lot of you are thinking in a long-term situation. This person who is coming back may return by the end of the month. This person is not returning in a good, how do I put it, in a good motive. Their motives are not good. They will reveal themselves, but I feel like it's going to be difficult because I feel like you've been avoiding this person. We see them trying to come in the beginning of the month. You kind of shut that down. You do a lot of healing. And then I see somebody coming back in, you know, retracing their steps. It could be because of money. I don't know. This could also be a family member that's retracing their steps. But regardless, you don't trust this person. And I do feel that a lot of you are thinking about things from a long-term point of view. there is a lot of family or close friends that surround you. So when this incident happens, I don't think you're going to be really surprised by it. I think that you're just going to be like, yeah, I knew this. I knew it the whole time. So there's something deceptive here in that final week. And it could be coming from a close friend, a family, or it could be coming from somebody that you had a long-standing connection with, most likely this person from the past. Somebody is backtracking, but as they do so, they're going to reveal themselves. Yeah. So let me see your energy. Show me Cancer's energy, please. All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Remember, you had that in your recent past. We have the 5 of Coins. We have the Hierophant, and we have the 10 of Cups. So I do see that the ending of this connection made you feel some kind of way. It was a toxic connection, and I do feel like either you left that person out in the cold, or they did that to you, and now you're going to turn around and do that again. Do that to them. There's a need for you, Cancer. I can't remember. It might have been Pisces I was saying this to. But if you're in a toxic relationship, at some point you have to stop looking at the other person, and you have to say to yourself, what is toxic within me that made me participate in this connection? So there's a sense here of you facing your own toxic energy that led to this situation, and that's what's going to get you unstuck. That's what's going to cause it, so that you recognize that this rejection was God's protection. I'm also seeing, though, that there's happiness coming in for you by the end of the month. Some of you by way of commitment. Others of you, this could be a spiritual, like a spiritual awakening. Or you could be receiving really good advice from somebody here that you highly respect. But regardless, you're getting a lot of happiness by the end of the month. I feel like, you're going to have to face some toxic aspects of yourself. But when you do that, that's what causes that Wheel of Fortune to turn in your favor. So let's see the energy coming towards you. Show me the energy coming towards Cancer in November. All right, so you have the 5 of Cups. You have the 3 of Coins reversed, and you have the Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, so the energy that's coming towards you is somebody that is unhappy because they have regrets for the way they have treated you. This is somebody that you were in a long-term commitment with, or some sort of a foundation here. This person broke a contract with you, whether it was a soul contract, a social contract, a physical contract. This person broke a contract. They deeply regret it. And they're wondering, does Cancer still love me? They see you being shut down. They see you being closed off to them. And they feel that you've removed your energy from them. So a lot of you may have done cord cuttings, and, this person is regretful now. They're unhappy because they regret what they've done. I'm also seeing, though, that there is somebody coming towards you. Could be a Pisces, Scorpio, or a Cancer sign. This is somebody who just feels unlucky in love. This is a new person. This is somebody who has also gone through an ending, and they're feeling very unlucky in love. And I do feel like this person feels that you're uncooperative. They feel like you're uncooperative. They can't gauge you, and that's because you're so closed down to them. But there is somebody new here as well. All right, let me see Spirit's advice. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Why is that here for Cancer? All right. All right, we have the 4 of Coins. We have the Queen of Wands reversed, and we have the 6 of Wands reversed. Yeah, so Spirit's saying you have to make decisions and find your own balance here, because what you're holding on to and what you're not taking action towards is what is causing the lack of success. If you want success, you have to be proactive. You have to, you have to make changes here. And also, you have to release what it is that you're holding on to. So let's look at your outcome. Show me the outcome for Cancer at the end of November. All right, we have the Five of Wands. We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed and the King of Wands. All right. So you could be this new person that you may be meeting. This person could be an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, but I see you coming to a crossroads at the end of November. I feel like you're going to feel very conflicted. There's a lot of like conflicted thoughts here. You're wanting to protect yourself. You're wanting to guard your heart, but yet you have this person here that is passionate towards you, and you may be feeling some stirrings towards them, because we do see this happiness coming into your life by the end of the month. So you're conflicted about this. You're at war with yourself by the end of the month, and you're going back and forth. Should I invest? Should I not invest? Should I let this person storm the walls of my heart, or should I just keep them shut out? Yeah, you're going to have to make a decision here, and you're very conflicted about what to do, because you're afraid of making a poor investment again. Yeah, I see it. So it looks good to me, though. I mean, I don't see anything. This person's gone through some disappointments on their own. Whatever this is not coming in until the very end of the month, it looks like. And I do feel like you just don't trust anybody at this point, Cancer. So, bottom of the deck is the Sun in reverse. Strong Leo energy here. But this is indicating to me that there's something that's going to happen towards the end of the month that is unknown, unseen, unexpected, and you're really not going to know what to do. Yeah, because you're over here trying to heal from this unhappy situation, and that person keeps coming in, popping in and out. And then out of the blue, it looks like at the end of the month, somebody wants to storm the walls that you've built around your heart, and you don't know what to do with that. So I'm going to pull an oracle card. We'll see if there's any further advice. Let's see. We always take the bottom card, so let me get that one. It says number 39. It says beneath the surface. So let's read that. Give me just a second. There is much within the world that can be misread when we look upon the surface. When we see with over-accustomed eyes the world around us, we cannot truly see what is there. We need experience and depth and perceptive attention when we seek to truly know something. And so this card is urging you to go beneath the surface, which is this beautiful mermaid is preparing to do. It can be easy to glide above and to avoid the depths, or to fail to see the true power of something. Because we look upon the ocean and see its calm, we cannot underestimate its strength. And this is what you're being asked to do. Do not go lightly into deep emotional waters, but know their strength and life-changing power by diving beneath the surface. Know that as you go deep, you will encounter currents and the power of the ocean, the emotional world above you. But it is not the time to stay on the surface. So many others feel this is adequate, and their lives are in many ways satisfactory. But to know the true potential of yourself and of your life, you will need to take a deep breath and dive deep. There is no need for fear or panic. Remain calm, no matter how challenging it can seem to be beneath the world in which others seem content to live. This life is not for you, friend, and nor are the ailments and personal stunting of growth that others experience over and over, because they never found a way to go beneath the apparent nature of reality and go deep within. This being of the Kitsune realm now asks you to join her in the quest for the hidden depths of life. Know you are seeking the truth about your own soul, and that is a reward worth the risk. Very nice. All right. Well, I do hope that this has been helpful for you, Cancer. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and also hype this video if you get a chance. Until I see you guys in your next reading, Cancer, know that you are loved, and namaste.